In Mailbag 67-ish, I couldn't get this thing to work. The ESP32 just wouldn't work, mainly because A, I couldn't find a port for it, and B, I couldn't load the boards for it. So in the instructions here, these instructions are wrong. These instructions basically were for somebody that actually had everything set up previously, and yeah, they stepped through it. Once you load the Arduino, and things are going to get messy here. I've got 2.3.8, and there's going to be more information on that one. But when this gets loaded, they don't have the ESP32 boards loaded with it. What you need to do is actually load them. So those instructions went the wrong way. They're missing this biggest step. But first, you may have another problem. When you go up to here, select boards. Right now I don't have anything hooked up. When I did it the first time with that hooked up, it would show nothing. It would not show a port or anything actually. This would just come up like this, no port discovered, even though I was plugged in and the little red light was lit. So, what's the problem? Well, and I'll put a picture in the corner there of the chip there, and that is right near the connector is a CP2102, and the computer is going to be looking for a driver for that, and there is no driver potentially. If you do have a COM port showing there when you're plugged in, then great, you had that driver on your system. So I'll pull up another screen here and put it up, and with that one you go to their website if you've got the CP2102, and you download the driver and you install the driver. Once you've done that, when you plug in, at least you'll see the board at this point. But you've got another problem. It doesn't know what board it is, and it's not in the system yet. So what you need to do is go over to this part. You can type in ESP or just go down, and you're looking for that one. Okay, come on, focus. That's the one you got to install. Obviously, I've got it installed now. Now you're going to run into another potential problem. If you click on install and it all works, great, you lucked out. Now, I had version 2.3.7 at that point, and what would happen is this would time out. And every time I tried it, it timed out. My solution was I actually loaded a much older version of it by just clicking on that arrow, and it loaded. So at that point, I'm like, woohoo, this thing might work. Note, this is after the video had come out. And I'm like, oh, so in this, it might work now. Great. Well, I turned everything off, went to bed, got up in the morning, decided I was going to do a fresh install of all of this. So I deleted the IDE and I uninstalled it. Then I found the two file folders that, of course, it didn't remove, and I deleted those. There's obviously something still hidden in the system. And then I clicked and reloaded 2.3.7. And it loaded all up nicely. It saw the port right away when I plugged in the cable. But of course, two messages came up. There's a newer version, 2.3.8, 6.8. So I go, yeah, stick the newer version on. That loaded through. And then it pops up a message. Hey, there's a new version of the boards that you have installed. So I clicked on it and it came up. Okay. And it actually installed. So I don't know if in the newer version they fixed that timeout error message, or if the fact that I had an older version on there and then loaded the new version of the boards, basically this one now, and it all loaded. So at that point I'm like, woohoo! I plugged that back in, or actually I turned everything off, turned it back on, plugged that in. Of course it comes up like, and I'll show you in a moment. So at this point I can now click on here. It says unknown COM3. So that driver's now working. But it doesn't see the board. Not when I first turn it on, at least. Yes. Okay, why isn't it seeing it? Oh, there it goes. So now it actually takes a while on my computer. So you go down to ESP32 development module. You know, in the kit there, they actually don't tell you what the name of this thing is. But it's ESP development module. Click OK. Give it a few moments. It now sees it. Oops, down there. And it's actually working. Now, how do I know it's working? Well, before I'm going to load any of their things, what you can do is, oops, I'll get the camera pointed in the right direction at some point. You can go up to here, File, Example, ESP, come on, where are you? 32. Go over to here and go to chip ID, get chip ID. It's going to load that sketch. Okay, it sees it. And it says not connected. There it goes. It says connected now. You've got it. So what you're going to do then is upload it. This is going to take a while. So I'm just going to pause. So if everything went fine, you should be seeing something like that. And then you can come up to, this is the serial monitor. Initially you have rubbish, then it syncs and you get the proper communication. And obviously what had happened is the original baud rate was 9600. I've already run this a couple times, so I had fixed it already to 115200. So it's now actually working, and it will update occasionally, and that means everything is now more or less working. So I'll look for the next part in the manual which doesn't point you in the right direction. Oh wait, that comes up immediately. How to upload a sketch with Arduino 1DE2. The funny thing is that further into the manual it says, how do you load a sketch? And like into the IDE. They refer to this. They actually don't have any instruction on how to actually get your sketch loaded into the IDE. Well, I haven't actually done anything with the kit other than those 3 parts. Well, 4, I guess, cable. But I do have it now working. I've entered that little program there to blink that light, and it's blinking. So now I can start working on other tutorials within the kit. Originally, I wanted to finish off Mailbag 67-ish with an example using one of their tutorials. So, I'm going to do it now. With the ESP, oops, where's my mouse? With the ESP32 development module loaded there and connected up to the computer here, what you do is you go to, say, and I've already populated it for the 3-color LED, red, green, blue. So what you do is you come over here, File, Open. You wait it a little bit. Then you go to wherever you got the stuff stashed. In this case, part 2, 2.2. It needs to be opened up so you can get to the INO file. Click on it, click Open. It's now going to open up a new window or new IDE. And I will edit out when it's just sitting around doing nothing, or I'll fast forward it. Okay, so it's pulled up the program. It has no typos in it. If you're writing it yourself, you definitely should do the verify. Find out all those case sensitives that you forgot. So in this case, though, I'm just going to use the verify upload. So if you click here, it does both steps. So it's now uploading it. It's done the compiling. And there it goes, as it goes through changing the color. I think I'll just blue, green, yellowish orange, pink, bluish, and on it goes. So this is where I actually wanted to finish the original video, but I've now got everything up and going, so I can now proceed to make more complicated stuff. Well, have a good one. This definitely took longer than I expected.